I know there's been a lot of emails and letters and sort of stuff asking about why is Joey always sort of drinking oat milk or this sort of lactate kind of fake bullshit milk. Jordan came back from New York and was sort of telling me all this. Said, yeah, you can't be drinking real milk, sort of manufactured crap. And then I just recently, over the weekend, was sort of doing my own research and not trusting other people's opinions about this sort of thing. And I realized that, what you really want to be drinking, you're going to want real whole milk. This has all the vitamin D you need in there. I have myself a nice mug of it here, actually, and I'm just going to get a quick sip. It's just delicious. This is what you want. You want it straight milk from made from cow or whatever. It's goats or whatever.
Hey YouTube, this is Pete with the Crystal Casino Band. Welcome back for another video. Today we're going to be walking through how we wrote our song Waste My Time, which just came out on January 29th. This is Tuesday, February 2nd, and so we're about like 4 days after the release, and you guys have been loving this one, so we just want to thank you guys so much for listening. It really means a lot to us. If you notice that this room is a lot better well lit, it's because I became a TikTok influencer and bought a ring light, so... Oh my god, that just fell. I can't believe it. Alright, so talking about Waste My Time. So this song is actually a lot older than people would realize. I originally had the guitar riff on July 4th of 2020. It's actually funny, before I was about to see some friends, I just played around on the guitar and found this riff, and I just liked it so much that I immediately posted a TikTok of it. So it's literally on TikTok on July 4th, so that's when I realized that's the date that I actually wrote it. So it started off with the guitar riff, and then from there I felt like the vibe was more like laid back and somber, I guess, so I wrote lyrics around that. And then probably by July 21st is when the song actually all came together. And what's amazing is when you keep track of everything on your phone, you can actually see the dates that it happened. So on my Notes app, I originally performed it for the first time in its entirety on my phone on July 21st. So the lyrics of the song revolve around a friends with benefits relationship. Those things are really confusing, and the lyrics revolve around the concept of how confusing they are and how someone always ends up getting feelings, because that always tends to happen. If you've seen any of those movies, like the Justin Timberlake Mila Kunis one, or there's Ashton Kutcher one as well, it happens. So yeah, so we started working on it. Immediately after I recorded the demo on my phone, I had to send it to the guys right away.
Basically it was a couple months ago, Pete sort of came to us in one of our jam sessions, and he showed us this cool little guitar part that he had written, sort of that finger picky kind of guitar that you hear at the beginning.
Okay.
All right. And my initial thought was to play sort of this chugging drum part that is sort of think like a Johnny Cash, kind of driving boom chick boom chick boom chick boom chick, to kind of keep the song sort of moving in a very kind of country sort of way. And that was the initial demo we recorded, sort of had that vibe to it.
Because we've been doing all these covers remotely, we decided that we could figure out this demo remotely as well. So I did all my parts through GarageBand, sent it over to the guys, and then Jared added his guitar part, and then added a bass part as well, because we didn't have Jordan at that time, which is pretty funny to think about. And then Joey did the drum tracks, and then I did a kind of mix of it. I think it's right here. Another note. So the real version with Jay and Kyle sounds a lot better. But
when we sent it off to Jay and Kyle, we sent the stems in the initial demo. They came back and Jay had sort of changed up the drum part in a way that we obviously liked a lot better.
he decided to take like the slow burn approach, and then he arranged it himself after I sent him over the stems, and then he came up with his own arrangement that was pretty similar to the Arctic Monkeys 505.
So Pete sent along an original demo that included the riff that the whole song is centered around. As far as melody and stuff, I think Kyle and I both thought it was more or less there. I was hearing kind of a slow burn feel akin to a song called 505 by the Arctic Monkeys, and I thought that the song kind of lended itself towards that style. So I added a bunch of stuff, drums, guitar, bass, and from that demo, Jared came up with a few parts of his own, and of course he has the solo.
So we got for it. Whole milk. One of my favorite parts is the guitar solo, and that was kind of based on what I did at our our demo session. I kind of based it on just like the tone of it, based on like the Eric Clapton Woman tone from like the 60s and whatnot.
I don't know. We wanted to find the right guitar tones for some of these parts, and there are a lot of guitar parts that kind of like Suck It and See era Arctic Monkeys, I think, for some of the lead parts, so parts that had chorus and reverb and some sort of modulation, and we wanted to find the perfect pedal chain to capture those effects, and I think we did, and I think Jared executed them well.
Just like for the whole track, I kind of was like the point person for just like the sounds and whatnot and what was going on through like each recording session. Kyle was like, oh, you're kind of a producer now, I guess. And I was like, if you're saying that, I guess I am. And I was kind of figuring out like what would be good where, what would be good like for each little part to be added maybe, because it was usually we all kind of had like our sort of like amorphous tasks, basically like unwritten tasks. Like, so take for instance like a Joey session with him doing drums.
I was in there, Jared came with me to sort of like supervise some stuff and just to give some feedback.
He'd be playing and whatnot, just like try to play his part, and Kyle would be kind of like making sure like the mix was going well and whatnot, and making sure like the levels are fine at like the desk, and Jay would just kind of be looking over it, just trying to see how everything's kind of flowing like on a macro level and whatnot, and that's where I kind of came in and was like, all right, like I'm hearing the track, I'm hearing the part that's being played. What else can be put in? What else could be maybe tweaked or changed a little bit?
Immediately, the first thing I noticed was the recording process and how it was very different. Previously with the Colonies, when I was a part of them at least, it was very makeshift in terms of how we recorded our parts, working with a small interface and just a laptop, in our rehearsal space, just going in and out, recording our parts and calling it a day. Very different from going into Kyle's studio, big screens, big buttons, and then also, having people there who really analyze your part in every note you're playing, and the way you're hitting every note as well. So that was definitely a welcome change. I kind of like that pressure of having to change your part and really think about the types of ways you can play it before it gets into the final production.
It was a fun process, a very collaborative process. Creative break. There was a few moments there where, I'm sitting there playing drums, playing the track all the way through, and it's just I look over and Jared's sitting there, and I'm going, all right, what's he thinking? What's going on in his brain? And we go over, stop the recording. Jared's over there. He says, all right, why don't you, do something like this, do a little something like that.
So I kind of thought of the bass part for it, and sure, I'll play it. Yeah. Just like what's going on with the chorus at the time. It's just like. And that kind of eventually went away. We changed it to the new version, turning the bass part into like the guitar part for the chorus. Originally it was like. He was like, that's cool, let's make that into a guitar part. So it was just like. I just think that it's really cool to just kind of take one part and make it into a different part, and kind of make it kind of like the backbone of the chorus. It got even better when Jordan played it, and then he played the rest of the song. He just kind of had a real bassist in there when we didn't really have that before. It was just kind of whoever played it for our other songs. So it was nice to have a real bassist playing like the bass line.
I had recorded this in early December. I had just bought a bass, and I had bought a bass literally the day before and was like dying to play it on this track. As you get to know guitars, you have a relationship with them and you get comfortable using them. So a new guitar is definitely a change of pace for you, and you kind of uncomfortable with it at first. You want to break it in. So that was definitely an exciting factor for me, but also definitely something I was intrigued to see play out. I don't know. The first notes I play on the track are before the build-up and in the first chorus, where it's just me, Pete's vocals, and then Pete's guitar. First playing it, those were the first notes I had like really played on the bass, through a full rig and full production, and they just came out like super whole and round. I think it makes the song sound really full. It's kind of the introduction to the full band being in the song.
Being at Jay and Kyle's house, like it's Kyle's house, but recording with Jay there, it's just good vibes. It's always about having good vibes. And the story I was going to tell is, so we go up in between the two songs we're working on. We finish the first song, we go upstairs, we're standing in the kitchen, we're hanging out, and I'm looking over and I'm looking at Kyle, and he's sitting there and he's drinking a beer, and I'm going, all right, well, this is what I'm talking about. He's got his beer going. We're hanging out, and it's just it's a classic example of just good times, good energy. So we're standing there, and Jay's talking about how he's gonna order something. He's gonna order some Mexican food. I'm going, all right, this guy knows what's up.
And Jay's like just like chilling up there, and he's like, I'm gonna get some food. You want something? I'm like, I'm not too hungry, but I am a little hungry, a little peckish.
And then here's the fun part about this. When he goes, you got anybody want anything from a Mexican food place? And I'm like, no, I don't know if I want anything. And all of a sudden we're looking over here, and Jared's sitting there, and he goes, yeah, I'll have a Baja fish taco. And I'm looking at him like, what the hell are you talking about?
And I was like, can I have a Baja fish taco? And he's like, just one? And everyone's like, just one? Like, why not two? Like, why not like get some food? And I'm like, no. It's one taco. It's one taco.
And he got it. He just got the one taco. And, it's just moments like that where, you really feel like, something special is happening here.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys liked this video. We release videos on Mondays and Thursdays, so if you guys could please subscribe to the channel, that would really help us out a lot, and you'll get notified whenever we release another video. So thanks guys. Bye.